everyone, welcome back to our YouTube channel Gurmantra Shiksha Ka Granth. I am your educator Nidhi Dua and I warmly welcomes you at this platform. So guys, this is our last lecture based on equilibrium, and after completing this lecture we will completed our GATE syllabus. Okay, so today's lecture will be based on two topics, that are common ion effect as well as about buffer solutions. Okay, so number one topic is common ion effect. If we talk about common ion effect, this common ion effect refers to the decrease in solubility of an ionic precipitate by adding to the solution of a soluble compound with an ion in common with the precipitate. This behavior is the consequence of Le-Chatelier principles for equilibrium reaction of the ionic association and dissociation. Okay, or you can say when a solution of a weak electrolyte is altered by adding two of its ions from another source, the ionization of the weak electrolyte is suppressed or decreased. For example, we have a solution that contains acetic acid and sodium acetate, a soluble ion salt of acetic acid. If both sodium acetate as well as the acetic acid are dissolved in the same solution, then they both dissociate and ionizes to produce the acetate ion, that is CH3COO- ion. Okay. As you can see here, in the dissociation of sodium acetate and acetic acid, you will get a common ion between these two, that is your acetate ion CH3COO- ion. So basically, sodium acetate is a strong electrolyte. So it dissociates completely in the solution into its constituent ion. But CH3COOH, that is acetic acid, it is a weak acid. That's why it ionizes slightly. That's why in case of sodium acetate, which is a strong electrolyte, it has the alpha value that will be equals to 100%. While in case of weak electrolyte, the value for alpha will be less than 100%. Both acetic acid and sodium acetate are the source of acetate ions, but completely dissociated. Sodium acetate provides a high concentration of acetate ions. Next we have, according to the Le-Chatelier's principle, the addition of acetate ions from sodium acetate to a solution of acetic acid will shift the equilibrium to the left side. Means the reaction will be proceeded to the backward. Why? Because the CH3COOH will be shifted towards the left side, and this acetate ions will combine with the H+ ions to form the non-ionized acetic acid. That's how this will suppress the ionization of acetic acid. Next we have the mixing of ions. When you talk about the mixing of ions, we have two different kinds of effect. Number one is your common ion effect, otherwise, and as well as second we have the odd ion effect. If we talk about the common ion effect, when a weak electrolyte having a common ion is mixed with strong electrolyte, then the degree of ionization of weak electrolyte is decreases, and this kind of effect is known as common ion effect. For example, you can mix CH3COONA with CH3COOH. After dissociation of both the compounds, you will get a common ion, that is acetate ion CH3COO-. While in case of odd ion effect, when a weak electrolyte having an odd ion is mixed with the electrolyte, then the degree of ionization of weak electrolyte increases, and this effect is known as odd ion effect. You have two different kinds of compounds that you have to mix in case of odd ion effect. For example, we have NaOH and CH3COOH. After dissociation of these two compounds, you will not get any common ion. As you can see here, in the dissociation of acetic acid, you will get CH3CO minus plus H plus ions, while in the dissociation of NaOH, you will get Na plus ions as well as OH minus ion. As you can see here, there is not a common ion. That's why this effect is known as odd ion effect. Next, we have the hydrolysis of salt and the pH of their solution. So basically, we are going to discuss about the salt hydrolysis. If we talk about salt hydrolysis is defined as the process in which water reacts with salt to form the constituent acid and constituent base. And in case of salt hydrolysis, there is always a change in the concentration of H plus and OH minus ions in water. As you can see here, as water reacts with salt, this will form acid plus base. First of all, we have the hydrolysis for strong acid and strong base type salts. If you have any salt of strong acid and strong base, then this is just impossible to hydrolyze it. Okay, so hydrolysis of salt of strong acid and strong base is not possible. Aqueous solution of these type of salt is neutral in nature. That means pH and the pOH will be equals to 7, and there will be no effect on the litmus paper in case of strong acid and strong base type salt. Next, we have the hydrolysis of strong acid and weak base. If you have any salt of strong acid and weak base, then in this type of salt hydrolysis, cation reacts with the water. Therefore, this kind of hydrolysis is known as cationic hydrolysis. And as you can see here, this is the hydrolysis for strong acid and weak base. That's why the solution will act as acidic in nature, as the concentration of H plus ions will increases. And if the solution is acidic, then the pH will be less than 7. That's how solution turns blue litmus into red. Okay, now we are going to discuss major 3 points related to this article. First of all, you need to understand these terms. KH is represented for hydrolysis constant, Kw as ionic product of water, Ka is the ionization constant of acid, Kb is the ionization constant for base, H is the degree of hydrolysis, and C is the concentration of salt. Now, we have number 1 relationship between KH and Kw and Kb in case of strong acid and weak base. You just need to memorize all the formulas. Okay, so if you talk about relationship between KH, Kw and Kb, then KH will be equals to Kw by Kb. If you talk about degree of hydrolysis, that will be equals to under root Kw divided by Kb into C. Next part, if you talk about the pH of the solution in case of strong acid and weak base, that will be equals to 7 minus half pKb minus half log C. I repeat, you just need to memorize all the formulas related to that particular article. Okay guys, this will help you to solve the numerical problems asked in the various competitive exams. Next is hydrolysis of weak acid and strong base type salt. In that particular article, if we talk about in this type of salt hydrolysis, anion reacts with water. That's how it is known as ionic hydrolysis. And in this case, solution is basic in nature. That's why the pH of the solution will be greater than 7, and this solution turns the red litmus into blue litmus. Okay. Here also relationship between KH, Kw and Ka. KH will be equals to Kw divided by Ka. If you talk about degree of hydrolysis, this will be equals to under root Kw divided by Ka into C. What is C? C is the concentration for salt. Okay. Next we have pH for this kind of solutions. Then pH will be equals to 7 plus half pKa plus half log C. Next we have hydrolysis of weak acid and weak base type salt. If you talk about this kind of solution, then solution is almost neutral. but it may be acidic or basic depending upon the nature of acid and base. And the pH of the solution is nearly equals to 7. If we talk about relationship between KH, KW and KB, KH will be equals to KW divided by Ka into Kb. Second is degree of hydrolysis. Degree of hydrolysis will be equals to under root Kw divided by Ka into Kb. And pH will be equals to 7 plus half pK minus half pKb. If we talk about weak acid, weak base type salt, if the concentration of Ka is greater than Kb, then this type of hydrolysis will be known as cationic anionic hydrolysis. If concentration of Kb is greater than Ka, then it will be known as anionic cationic hydrolysis. And if the concentrations are equal, then this will be neutral hydrolysis. Okay, nature according to the value of Ka and Kb, and pH will also be according to the acidic, basic and neutral character, as you can see here. Next we have the buffer solution. This topic is also very important. If we talk about the buffer solution, then buffer solutions are those solutions which have resistive nature for pH change. Okay, if we talk about the properties of buffer solution, then pH of buffer solution is never depends on their concentration and dilution. When some amount of strong acid and strong bases are mixed in a buffer solution, then pH of buffer solution is almost unchanged. Now we have the different types of buffer solution. Number 1 type is simple buffer solution and number 2 is mixed buffer solution. Mixed buffer solution is further classified into 2 major types. Number 1 acidic and number 2 basic. Number 1 is simple buffer solution. Aqueous solution of weak acid and weak base is known as simple buffer solution. If we talk about the pH, then in case of simple buffer solution, pH will be equals to 7 plus half pKa minus half pKb. Next we have mixed buffer solution. In case of acidic buffer solution, in case of mixed buffer solution, then aqueous solution of mixture of weak acid and salt of same weak acid with any type of strong base is known as acidic buffer solution. pH in case of acidic buffer solution will be equals to pKa plus log the concentration of salt divided by concentration of acid, and pH range will be equals to pKa value plus minus 1, and maximum buffer action will be equals to pH is equals to pKa. Next we have basic buffer solution. Aqueous solution of mixture of weak base and salt of same base with any type of strong acid is known as basic buffer solution. If you want to calculate the amount of POH, the value of POH, then this will be equals to pKb plus log concentration of salt solution divided by concentration of base solution. POH range will be equals to pKb plus minus 1, and maximum buffer action will also be equals to POH plus pKb. Okay guys, so this was all about today's lecture. Here we have completed our GATE syllabus. Now in case if you are new here at our YouTube channel, you can like, share and subscribe. If you have any query, you can mail us or contact us. Complete information is given to you on your screens. Now a very important announcement: if you are preparing for CSIR UGC NET, you can follow Neha Taneja ma'am on Unacademy platform. On Unacademy platform, you will get daily live classes, structural courses, live tests and quizzes, and with one subscription, you will get unlimited access. If you are interested, you can go through with this detailed paid classes. Complete information is given to you on your screens. While taking the subscription, you can use referral code NEHA, that is NEHA. And after using this referral code, you will get 10% discount on total fee. Thank you very much guys. I hope now you all are cleared about today's topics.